I've been asked for another painting of our Capitol building in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. So I went into my computer and pulled out a couple photographs that I've taken in the past. This one featuring our mounted police. And I like this view of the policeman, but I like this of orientation looking more up at the building. So I'm going to do sort of a combination of those two. And for some reason, I'm in the mood to begin with a charcoal sketch. Now, if you've been watching my videos for long, you know that you've never seen me do this, because I actually very rarely am in the mood to start with charcoal, but for some reason I am, and I'm not sure why. It just sounds like fun. Of course, I'm aware that I want to pretty accurately render these horses and their riders, so that makes sense, but I often would still not begin by drawing, as you know from my other videos. But I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing and then proceed from there to doing painting. It occurs to me as I'm hammering out this illustration process, the process of drawing, that this would be a good opportunity for me to talk about the process of drawing. I've taught several art classes over the years on how to see, how an artist sees, the skill of drawing and the process of drawing. I'm still looking for the magic bullet that will help light bulbs come on for people who are trying to learn the skill. Not sure that I found it, but I'm continuing to use words like, this is a good example. When an artist draws, can I get a little bit of a close-up of that? When an artist is drawing, how close can I get? Not quite, sorry. When an artist is drawing things like horse and rider, well, let me say, what someone who is not very skilled yet in their art career will use words in their mind like horse and leg and hoof, and of course the ever-present popular fetlock. I don't even know what a fetlock is, but I know it's part of a horse. I think it's this thing down here, but anyway. When a non-artist is trying to draw these things, very often they'll use words. They'll say, I'm trying to draw a horse. I'm trying to draw horse's legs, and so on and so forth. And those terms are almost always counterproductive. That is to say, if you're trying to become a better artist, do not use words like horse and horse's leg and hoof, and most certainly not fetlock. Instead, what your mind should be, the words that should be going through your mind are words like angle, trapezoid, rectangle with a little doohickey on the side, triangle with a thingamabob over here. That's the kind of self-talk that should be going on in your mind. Now here I am, I'm drawing a man on a horse. The terminology I do not want going through my mind is chin, nose, cheek, and so on. Because when you use those words, your preconceived notion of what chin, nose, cheek, and so forth ought to look like. Those preconceived notions will actually make you blind to what is in front of your face. So instead of that, there will be words like thingamabob, doohickey, angle, rectangle, triangle, trapezoid, oval, circle, arc, and things like that will be going through your mind. You're looking at ratios, shapes, relationships, angles, and so forth. And of course, while I'm talking, I'm trying to do it, and I may be messing up pretty bad. I won't know till I stop talking, probably step back and look at it and see, does that look like a horse with a rider? At that point, it's okay to use those terms when you're evaluating. But while you're doing the drawing, you're just thinking angles, shapes, lines, and so forth. And the simpler, the better. The simpler the shapes that you use in your mind, the better. One of the reasons for keeping a drawing always in the initial stages, keeping it light, is you're going to make mistakes. One of the nice things about charcoal, by the way, this is called a dry cleaner pack. It's basically eraser powder sewn up inside this little piece of fabric. Works very well for drawing, for erasing charcoal. And as I stood back and looked at this figure, I realized that he was simply too short. I just had the ratios wrong. Happiness is being able to erase. So now, let's see if I'm a little bit closer to the mark. Drawing from a photograph is easier for a number of reasons than drawing from life. When you draw from life, everything's moving, the light's changing, and so on. But drawing from life is the best challenge. Go for it. Don't let that scare you off. Learn how to be a plein air painter. I'm enjoying today painting indoors because it's easy, but the thrill of painting on location is where it's really at. I have finished my charcoal sketch, went to quite a bit of detail, checking for accuracy on the horses and riders, and then sketched in the bare outlines of the building. The next thing I'm going to do is diminish some of these lines with my dry cleaner eraser bag so they're not so intense. And then I'm going to give the whole thing a spray of acrylic spray and then begin to paint in acrylics on top of that.